Let's welcome anchor Mark Gilbert. Mark has championed LGBTQ plus storytelling for over 2 decades through his dynamic leadership with the Outshine LGBTQ plus Film Festival. A longtime board member and former executive director, he's transformed Outshine into a vibrant, inclusive cultural destination. Mark, the Outshine Film Festival comes to South Florida in April. Tell me what's happening.
Sure does, Jeff, and we couldn't be more excited. The 27th spring edition of the Outshine LGBTQ Film Festival, actually our 43rd, Jeff, our 43rd film festival is here ready for you to enjoy. We kick it off on April 17th in Miami Beach with our opening night film, On Swift Horses, at the Regal South Beach on Lincoln Road, followed by an incredible night after party. The festival continues in Miami Beach with nonstop great films through Wednesday, April 23rd, where we then move to the Regal Dania Beach for our centerpiece film, a really insightful film about secrets of this man that made the Beatles, Brian Epstein. You know Brian Epstein, Jeff?
I do.
The guy is, what a story. I was shocked when I saw that movie. It's followed by a great after party, and then we're off to Lauderdale for our closing weekend of the festival at the Gateway. We wrap it all up on April 27th at the lovely Savor Cinema with our closing night film, Four Mothers, a film many of you can totally relate to. I think another fabulous closing night party follows, but it doesn't end right there. You can also watch some of these films in the virtual part of our festival, Outshine at Home. And that's where you get to kind of lay back on your couch and chill, and that's going to happen April 28th to May 4th. Our guests will enjoy impactful queer stories. These are stories that are promoting inclusivity and awareness, meeting new people, making new friends. Outshine offers all kinds of membership packages starting as low as $90 with exclusive offers and access to all kinds of events and screenings and parties. It's a lot of fun. So make sure you get your tickets right now. Of course, for more details, you can go to outshinefilm.com. Jeff and everybody, I know you guys have all pretty much attended the festival. We know how much fun it is to go to. For me, it's a time for our community to come together through film. These are our stories. We all can go to straight movies all the time, and we do it. Let's face it. We love movies. But when you see stories that represent our lives played by people that have some similarities in all kinds, love and comedy and drama and everything in between from all over the world, that's what makes Outshine so special. You been there, Jeff?
I've been there many, many times, and I tell everyone, we've talked about this recently, I love that Outshine has now expanded to doing events year-round as well, because again, it gives a lot of opportunity to come together. There's so many films packed into 2 weeks that you can't go to every film every night of the week, which I wish I could, but there's a lot of great films to see, but I like how you're spacing out all these events throughout the year, and it's a great place for our community to come together. It is something that's outside of being in a bar, it's outside of being in a party setting, but it's a great way to bring conversation together. There's a lot of topics that we don't get to talk about, or if we go to Regal Cinemas or any of the other movie theaters, it's usually 8 screens of a Marvel movie. So it's great that we get to see stories, impactful stories that show our diverse community on screen.
And I love that you're not just doing it in a theater. I love that you have 2 outdoor showings on Miami Beach. I think that's really awesome and exciting. And there's 2 movies that I would definitely want to see. How to Marry, was it Who Wants to Marry an Astronaut? Me. That one looks like it's a lot of fun.
To Fly You to the Moon, is that the idea behind it?
I saw Fly You to the Moon. That was fun, but this sounds like it's a lot more fun. He's supposedly been in like a 15-year relationship, and he decides that he's going to propose marriage while they're on a road trip on Route 66, and he proposes, and I guess the guy says no, and so he's decided he still wants to get married, and he has 10 days to find his next new love. So I thought that would kind of be a fun, humorous, romantic comedy. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. What I was saying, the film festival is our chance to see our stories on the big screen, and there's something that makes it so special when we see us, not them all the time. When we see us with our stories being told. I find that just exhilarating. And it's such a great time because people come together for our parties and, like you said, Jeff, talk and enjoy the time together. That's essential.
And I mentioned this before, but the last time we did an Outshine story, they said that since COVID, about 1,000 independent movie theaters have closed. And Outshine, of course, we have, some of your showings are at some of the big chain theaters, but they're also at the independent theaters. I know you've done some events at the Cinema Paradiso in Hollywood, which again is so important because if we lose those theaters, we're going to lose places that can show those
Gateway up here in Fort Lauderdale's another one.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that because Cinema Paradiso is such a cute little community right in the middle of downtown Hollywood, and they really get some great movies.
We do. Yeah. We just had some movies for the Fort Lauderdale International Film Festival.
Yeah, it's hard to find these little theaters, the Gateway, such a gem right in the middle of the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. You guys know what a neighborhood is?
Slightly familiar.
Well, that is a big story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing